You want to solve the problems of the world? Preach the gospel. But you need to know what it is. Once again, the essence of the gospel is God with us, among us. The essential message is to love each other as Jesus loved us.
Christ here. In your love for each other. In your love for one another. It's love and service to one another.
What should I do? Tell them that my love is real, and that if they open their hearts to it, I will fill that emptiness, and they will be able to love one another. That's the message. It hasn't changed. Tell them, Peter. Tell them.
I fear you are out to hurt my people.
That's not what you're afraid of, is it? You don't fear me. You fear what's inside of you.
How do you know what's inside of me?
You're afraid to love.
And I can show you many instances where it's talking about love each other as I have loved you. And the fulfillment of that is to initiate the year of Jubilee, like Zacchaeus the tax collector. And Jesus says, today this man has salvation because he did it. If they had done that and didn't turn their backs on God's sacred command, 2 Peter, they didn't turn their backs on the sacred command, we wouldn't have hell on earth like we have now. And they turned their backs on Jesus' interpretation of the Old Testament's year of the Lord's favor, which I call Jesus' year of Jubilee. And the fulfillment is Jesus' year of Jubilee, not the Jewish year of Jubilee. Jesus' year of Jubilee never ends. That is to delete all debts and start new. Credit cards, car debts, house, lower the price of milk, lower the price of gas, lower the price of rent. That's the year of Jubilee. That's what Jesus was initiating when he stood up in St. Luke. Now let me pause for a moment. For an elaborate discourse on Jesus' year of Jubilee, please watch our video entitled Jesus' Year of Jubilee and his G1C are the solution to debts. Presently, it's at the bottom of our website at greatest1command.com. Now back to our video. So we have to carry each other's burden and get involved in each other's business in a way. And some don't like that, but not your particulars though, but we should look out for the well-being of each other. See who has food. If there are any social problems. First generation had heaven on earth, but they lost it because they turned their backs on the sacred command. And the fulfillment is Jesus' year of Jubilee, not the Jewish year of Jubilee. Now let me back up this year of Jubilee. And Jesus' prayer, Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Forgive us our debtors. It's not just talking about sin. Debts.
It is biblical, and
It
how
is.
much has it been actually celebrated by Orthodox Jews?
Oh, they haven't celebrated a jubilee in thousands of years.
And why is that?
Because they rejected their Messiah.
Okay.
And so
Nothing to be happy about.
You put it together, you have Jesus the Messiah preaching the year of Jubilee. Go to any Jewish church. They'll tell you, oh, that's when the Messiah comes. Well, isn't Jesus the Messiah? And I got to tell Christians, don't you know about the year of Jubilee? Oh, we don't want to follow that Old Testament stuff. Well, you take their Bible.
Because he read it in the Old Testament, which is the book of my people, the Jewish people. And yet every Sunday, I turn on the television set, and there's a priest or a pastor reading from my book and interpreting it. And their interpretations, I have to tell you, are usually wrong. And it's not their fault, because it's not their book. You never see a rabbi on TV interpreting the New Testament, do you?
You collect 10%. Where'd that come from? The Old Testament. That format of having a pastor go in front, that comes from the Old Testament. The rituals, instead of Saturday Sabbath, you have Sunday Sabbath. You have a man in front of you. That whole format is a denial of the gospel.
Every 49 years was the Super Shemitah that we call the Jubilee.
All credit is wiped away, all debt is wiped away, the financial accounts of the nation are wiped clean.
A jubilee shall that 50th year be unto you.
7 of those, as you just read, 7 times 7, 7 cycles of sabbatical years, 49 years, is another sabbatical year, but it's also a jubilee. It is that, yes, the slaves are set free, the debt's forgiven, but on the jubilee.
Now I want to make something clear. I'm not saying what these gentlemen are saying in the video. I'm saying that Jesus' year of Jubilee is unending. When he announced it, it was never going to end. He went through his whole ministry pushing this, acting it as if it was already the Jubilee. And they did it for 3 years because the Jewish Jubilee says 49 years, the 50th year is the Jubilee. And the next year, you start another 7 times 7 to come to 49. And 50 years later is another Jubilee. Jesus wasn't doing that. What I'm getting at is that the year of Jubilee has no statute of limitations. We are in violation and in breach of it. And when Jesus comes, if he doesn't see the year of Jubilee still in place, judgment begins in the house of God with the pastor, priests, and imams first in line. He's going to ask, why isn't the year of Jubilee still in place? He didn't take it with him. He didn't take heaven with him. So in answer to Luke chapter 18, verse 8, I say with optimism, yes, let's do it. Okay? And I'm going to initiate the year of Jubilee. Just like Jesus, the scroll was handed to me. Okay, the Bible in this particular case. The Spirit of the Lord is on me because he has anointed me to preach good news to the poor. He has sent me to proclaim freedom for the prisoners and recovery of sight for the blind, to release the oppressed, and to proclaim the year of the Lord's favor, which is the year of Jubilee. And I am doing that right now. I am announcing it, just like Jesus. So since I do lawn service, I'm lawnmower man, I'm going to lower the price. I'm going to start out easy. I'm going to take 3/4 of what I charge, and I'm going to lower the price. And I challenge anybody out there, to do the same. Let's do the year of Jubilee. This is what I'm getting at. I'm not preaching it just to say that Jesus did it. I'm saying we are in violation, and he better come back, and he better find us doing it. Once again, Luke 18:8 says, when the Son of Man comes, will he find faith on the earth? Will he find the Jubilee still in place? Yes! Let's do it. So let's start doing it. In the 16th centuries, we discovered part of the gospel. Now, in 2016, let's end it. Let's enter the kingdom of heaven. So if you go to greatest1command.com, it ends all religions. It's the last information. So we can have heaven on earth. Forget it. It's over with.